Hello everyone, this is Martin. Welcome fellow traders from around the world, and I'm telling you, I'm broadcasting from Toronto, Canada, from this area. This is for the benefit of the traders around the world. It is very cold here in Toronto right now. We've had our first bout of snow, so snow has fallen over the last couple of days. It's kind of pretty for those people that don't get any snow in that part of the world, but you know, it's pretty. It's just cold. Sometimes it's not that good for driving to work and getting around, but you know, I kind of like the snow. I like the 4 seasons. We in Canada have 4 seasons: spring, winter, fall, and summer. Summers are hot, and it's a pretty good country to live in. So we're going to present to you my best winning trade ideas for this coming week, November 19th to the 23rd. Now, last week, just to let you know, we had a number of winning trades, and you could have, you could have made more than 560 pips. That was last week. So we're going to review just a couple of those trade ideas, but basically I'm going to concentrate on new trades for this coming week. Now, if you want any further information on what I do and how I trade, just contact me, send me an email. My name is Martin. Here it is again, mskyj007@gmail.com. Okay, so let's move right along, and I'm going to get to the disclaimer. Okay, here's the risk disclaimer. You can read this at your own leisure. Just click on below to put this video on pause so you can read this. Basically, I produce the weekly videos for educational purposes. I'm not trying to give you any investment advice. Always remember, trade at your own risk, and it's really important. Try not to place more than a maximum 1 to 2% of your account balance on any one trade. Okay, so money management is important. Read this if you want, but I'm just letting you know. Okay, and now we're going to get to our charts for this week. Okay, we're going to start with the Euro USD. You can see here, guys, that this is the daily chart. Okay, and when it comes to my trading, and for this presentation, we basically are trading off the daily charts. That means each and every candle you see, or price bar that you see, is 1 day's worth of price movement. You can see what happened last week to the last week here to the right side. I've got the red arrow to the right side of this red vertical line. This is what happened. So last week we went down in price. This first big black candle was the combination of Sunday and Monday's trading. Then on Tuesday we had a white bullish candle. So you can see that right here. And then Wednesday price went up just a wee bit, but did not break above this speed line. You can see that this line right here. Thursday did not, but Friday we broke above here. And you can see we're basically in a bearish channel. Okay, this is a channel with the upper trend line, lower trend line. I had this drawn last week on my chart. You can take a look at my last week's video. I had this drawn as well, these lines drawn as well, to show you that last week price most likely would come down to the trend line here, this area, which we call support, by the way, guys, and it reversed higher. So for this week, we could have a bounce back lower. Okay, could bounce lower, and we could be, ranging in this pattern for a while. For this, I want to show you something here. I left these two blue price levels. Let me just take that off from last week. And you can see last week, I did mention the sell below 113.33, which is right there. With Sunday money, you could have made a lot of pips. I mean, immediately went all the way down for quite a number of pips. This would have been a huge winner. However, I've mentioned it many times in my videos. I normally do not trade the Sunday-Monday combination day, which is this big black candle, okay, and usually wait. So I would have placed a further sell below here, which did not go down, but thinking that price was really going to break higher, okay, which it did. It bounced off the support here, and I had a buy here of 113.84. So last week you could have made a winner on a sell trade below here, okay, and a buy above here, above 113.84. So the buy above 113.84 was good for 27 pips, and if that's all you traded and you ignored this right here, then at least you would have made 27 pips. Okay, so for this week, take a quick look. We're looking for buys above 114.32, okay, for breakout above this kind of bearish pattern here, and we're looking for a breakout above 114.32. For sell side, take a look right here below 113.17. Okay, so that's for the Euro USD. I apologize for taking a bit long in this one, but we're going to try to move along here. The next chart is British Pound USD. You can see right away we have huge volatility. I mean, take a look at these moves. Okay, so a huge up, huge down, huge up, huge down, all within a matter of just a few weeks. So basically, you know, it's a big ranging sideways pattern, although there is a lot of room for making some good pips last week. There were no trades though. I did not place any trades for this pair. For this week, I'm looking for buys above 130.64 and sells below 127.46. Again, note of this, let me just take that off. If you think price is going to go lower, just be aware of this previous support right here. So there may not be much room to go. We have a huge black bearish momentum candle to the downside. So again, just be aware that there's huge volatility in this pair. And the reason is Brexit. Brexit is causing a lot of problems for Great Britain and England. It doesn't look like negotiations are going to come to a good ending with the European session. So it looks like there's going to be some further volatility, and we will have to see how Brexit, you know, how Brexit impacts the British pound. Okay, so the next chart, let's take a look. Let's take that off. We are into the Australian USD. Let's take a look. Okay, so first of all, I'm using the you can see the easy read charts. Why do I call them easy read? Is because you can see the colors here. So pink below blue, what does that mean? I've mentioned this many times before. Well, we are in the trend is downwards. In other words, we're in a downtrend, looking for sell opportunities. Okay, sell opportunities right there. And then finally, you know, price cannot go down forever, but finally we see this big huge white momentum candle. That's what I teach in the course. This is a reversal candle right there. Okay, now we're looking for buys. Okay, and that's confirmed. The trend, we're trending higher here. Green above blue means we're in an uptrend. Okay, and look at the opportunity right there. So for this week, looking at buys, further buys to the upside, like further price continuation to the upside above 0.7343. For the downside, I'd only be comfortable looking at sell trades below this mark here, below 0.7218. Okay, so next pair, gold. Gold has certainly rebounded. I had drawn in these trend lines already for weeks on my charts. All you have to do is follow my weekly video. You can see we have a ranging pattern. We have a big bounce to the upside after gold had come down the beginning of last week. Okay, last week to the right side of this red vertical line. We have now big bounce up higher. I expect price to continue going higher. I really do, to at least this level right here for now, and then possibly higher again. So ranging higher, but it's going up and down. Volatility is in the works. Okay, next one. Let me just take that off. After gold, we got New Zealand USD. Okay, let's take a look at this pair. What do you see here, guys? Well, first of all, downtrend, right? Okay, so why downtrend again? Pink below blue, pink below blue. Let me take that off. That's a bit sloppy. big breakout candle right there, guys. I teach that in the course. That's a reversal candle, momentum reversal. And guess what? From here, it just takes off, okay? Takes off right there. And I expect price to go higher. I actually do. However, what is this red line, guys? I've talked about this for a long time in my weekly videos. This big red dash line is a major moving average, the 200 SMA, and usually price goes up, meets the 200, and then bounces back down, okay? And I've got 3 price levels here for a change. You can see I'm expecting price to come back down, bounce higher, and I'm looking for on the short term, sell below 0.6838. That's why I've got this red arrow. So short term, for just some quick profits to the downside. However, you can wait for price to continue going higher. Look for buys above 0.6923 to the upside, okay? And price would have to come all the way below this area, this level of support, below 0.6694 for price to come to look for sell trades to the downside. New Zealand USD, this pair, or the New Zealand currency by itself is one of the strongest currency right now. So, my bias is really to the upside. It could be a bit of a bounce down and then higher. So again, just keep that in mind. Okay, so things are looking pretty good for New Zealand. So let's take that off. Let's get to the next one. And we have USCAD. Okay, I have these lines drawn on the chart. What does that say, guys? Even for you, for you guys that are new to trading, when you see something like that, that means we're ranging. Okay, it's slowly going higher, right? Making higher highs. Okay, making higher lows. This is certainly a pattern in a that's well defined for a uptrend pattern. Also, my easy read charts, green above blue means we're uptrending. Look for opportunities and areas to take buy trades. Experienced traders look for bounce down pullbacks. We call them pullbacks to a support area, and then they look for price to go higher again. So area to go higher would be with confirmation for the conservative trader above 131.84 to the upside. To the downside, below 130.96. Okay, so that's the US CAD. The CAD has been a little bit weak because of oil. Oil has come down to some record lows, but oil could be bouncing higher again soon. So we'll see what happens to the US CAD. Okay, let's take a look at the next pair. And now we get to oil, okay, and just mentioned oil. You can see oil has completely come down, right? Even broken here a long-term support. It's bounced back up to support here. From here, it may go up a little bit higher, but then come back down to retest this previous low. So price may come up or sideways, come back down to retest, and then possibly go higher again. Okay, so oil right now is in limbo, and that's why the Canadian dollar is not doing so good. So keep your eye on oil and the Canadian dollar. Let's take that off and go to US Swiss franc. Okay, US Swiss franc, what do we have to say about that? Well, there is basically some up and down. You can see these big wicks, okay? So when it comes to Forex trading, if you're looking at candlesticks, see these individual candles with these big long tails? So there's volatility there, big swings, okay? But right now, price seems to be heading down a little bit lower. Let me just draw in a trend line, okay? I don't know if I can draw this straight enough. So we're hitting support. Look for sells below 0.9983. If you think price is going to go lower, the target area would be this trend line right here. This is another major trend line. So that's the profit zone right there. And if you think price is going to go higher, Okay, look for buys above 10086 to the upside. Okay, so but right now I think pretty sure the price could come down lower. Okay, the US dollar by itself is so-so right now. There's some concerns with the Trump administration, how well he's going to be able to put through some measures, you know, some of the things he wants to put through because of the way the U.S. government is structured right now, especially since after the midterm elections. So there could be some interesting stuff happening with the U.S. dollar. Basically, it could become weaker from here on in, and that could be good for some of the other currencies trading against it. Okay, so just letting you know, let's look at the U.S. Japanese. Oh, huge. Last week, what did we see? Well, let's take a look. Sunday, Monday, a doji. Tuesday, a doji. Doji is when you have a little tiny body with a big upper wick and a lower wick. Dojis means uncertainty for the buyers and sellers. No one is in control. The sellers come in right here on the Wednesday's candle. Again, uncertainty on Thursday. And then sellers take over on Friday. I expect price to go lower. You can actually see the problem with I normally don't give a level right there because price often gaps up on the Sunday Monday trading. So in other words, let me just take that off. I'll let you know what I mean. Price could on the Sunday Monday trading start here, then gap higher. And, you know, you don't want to be caught by taking a sell position right here. So that's why it's often best to wait till the Sunday, Monday candle closes and then see what happens. But anyways, I do have a sell below 112.46 to the downside, okay, and a buy above 113.65 to the upside, okay. So that's what I see for that pair. And my voice is still intact, which is pretty good. I thought I was getting a bit of a cold over the last couple of days. Wasn't feeling that good, but I think I'm in pretty good shape to finish this video. So we are now jumping into the Euro British Pound. Let's take a look, guys. Well, if you're looking at just bare price action, okay, take a look at this candle here. That should tell you something. See this big white bullish candle? This happened last week, you know, to the right side of this red vertical line. Okay, this is last week's price action. Huge. How many pips? You use my crosshair tool, guys. Learn how to use your MT4 trading platform. Crosshair tool, drawing from here to here. Look at the middle number. The middle number says 1675. Do you see it? The middle number? Okay. So it's 169 pips. You just lose or ignore the last digit, the 0 there. So take that off. But this is 169 pip move to the upside, which means the bulls are in control. I mean, it would have been even safe to get into a trade right after that, but I expect to bounce. And I've got 3 price levels. You can see that, guys. So first of all, we've had a huge up move. After a huge up move, we usually have a bounce. So I expect a bounce and then possibly higher. Okay. Especially, remember, Euro versus the British pound. There's a lot of volatility here, all related to the Brexit and the negotiations between Europe and Great Britain. So that's why price is going up, down, up. But right now, I see a possible bounce down off the this resistance here, and that's why I've got this level here. So wait for price to come back down, bounce to this red dash line, this blue dash line. That's a confluence of support right there. Wait for a bounce higher and look for buys above 0.8853. Got that up arrow here, or a conservative. Let me take that off. Conservative traders are just going to wait for price to go higher after maybe a few days and look for buys above 0.8932. So this would be the aggressive trader coming in above here, conservative trader above there, and then for those traders that think price is still going to go down and collapse for this pair, look for sells below 0.8687. Okay, so I've got the buyers covered, I've got the sellers covered, I've got something for everyone. Now, next, let me just erase that. Okay, now we're moving along to Euro Japanese yen. Simply put here, I'm looking for buys above 130.14 and a sells if you think price is going to go down. Look for sells below 127.60. This pair there's not much happening in this pair, so kind of look for a breakout. Okay, and if it breaks out, here is, I've drawn this upper trend line. This is your resistance, so that your target. So your target, your first target would most likely be about there, your second target right about there if price does go higher. Okay, let me remove that. Euro Australian dollar, this is my second last pair that we're going to talk about now. What do we have here? Well, we have a huge downward move, pretty well all in one swoop. And what happens here, you know, price cannot go down forever. There usually has to be some sort of bounce, but if there is a bounce higher, look for buys above 156.54, sells below 155.45. I kind of, you know, again, take a look to your left side here. You see that? There is major support here. This is major support. So just wait and see. This is kind of a wait and see situation, right? Price right now is sideways, but it could bounce higher. Okay, and we got one final pair. This British pound, Japanese yen also is very volatile. Look at this. Huge move up, huge move down, huge move up, huge move down. I expect further downside movement below 144.43. Here is a trend line, so that's support, that's dynamic support. This right here, this rectangle, is static support, or like a solid support here. Okay, and so I expect price to come down lower below 144.43. That is basically my bias. If you think price is going to go higher, then you're looking at buys above this level right here, 145.54. So there it is, guys. That is all for this week. Okay, and I'm gonna just take that off. And finally, you know, I'm asking you, if you, you know, would be kind to share this video with your friends, that would be great. Don't forget to click on the subscribe and the like buttons on the YouTube video. If you want more information about what I'm doing, send the email to me. My name is Martin, MSKYJ007 @gmail.com. And please send me your first name so I know who to send this any information to. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and we'll look forward to giving you another presentation next week. Take care. Bye for now.